Respected ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we would like to appreciate the effort of the then Electoral Committee of FISA, the constitution-making body. And of course, all these people come together to bundle the founding members of the association. The attention of the FISA Executive Board have been drawn to the need to conduct new elections. Respected ladies and gentlemen, the FISA cannot, the FISA will need to put in very important structures before the commencement of elections. The FISA Executive Board is set on introducing some arms into the FISA body. Others call them procedures, some call them methods, but we will describe them as reforms. Reforms to the body of FISA. Reforms to everything that will promote the association. As part of that, with regards to elections, elections may not be conducted online. It's going to be offline, possibly. The Electoral Committee will have to visit every campus and conduct manual elections and allow counting and verification to be done. But even before that, the Electoral Committee will have to go through series of verification of students. One of the very important things that we as humans should always understand is the problem of emergency. The FISA, as it stands, has no supportive measure for members in case of emergency. This is why the Executive Board has intentions of putting up a welfare scheme or a welfare fund to support members in times of need. Fellow brothers and sisters of FISA Visakhapatnam, in the January 2021 elections, first years were not eligible to vote. We all know that every FISA member, all FISA members have matured and as such have, they can make decisions on their own and know what to do, they know the right thing to do. For this reason, there's going to be a new development in how people will be eligible to vote. If an international student attains a minimum of 90 days in Visakhapatnam and he or she is duly registered in an institution, he or she is qualified to vote, but not to stand for elections. About a month ago, we saw some members of FISA who were talking about suspension, others talking about impeachment, and a whole lot of legal issues. Is there a body in FISA that has that right to suspend a member, impeach an executive member? There is no such. Therefore, to avoid such things happening in the future, the FISA Executive Board intends to establish a strong judiciary system. This judiciary system shall be in charge of all legal matters that has to do with the association. It shall defend the members of the association, and as well as perform duties like swearing in of the executive board members. Just to make people realize that FISA needs to be on the grounds where seriousness is built. In the upcoming elections, all candidates who intend to run for elections must pick up registration forms. Simply put, there will be a fee applicable for all those who want to run for position, irrespective of the position. Of course, it shall be non-refundable. Just to add to this, all candidates must go through a compulsory interview to be able to move on to the next stage of the electoral process, which is the elections. As we intend to have very serious and hardworking executives. Yes, it is not a doubt that we agree that most or some of the executives have not lived up to expectations. We don't deny that. And in every leadership, something as such will definitely come up, even if you are doing your best. If, in as much as we have problems, or other executives might not have lived up to expectations, it does not mean that we wish for the downfall of the association. This is why we are intending to enforce these particular reforms to ensure that everything works smoothly in FISA, Visakhapatnam. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight on a very important factor here. In the January elections 2021, the aftermath, of course, certain votes were declared invalid. Yet there were no reasons, or they were not made known to the GFSA as to what led to them being invalid. We seek to rectify this problem in the near future, possibly in the upcoming elections. Brethren, as clearly stated in the FISA Constitution, Article 3.4, subsection 1, the FISA shall hold office for 1 year, from example, September to August 31st, usually an academic year. The biggest question is, if that was the case, or if that is really the case, then why were elections conducted in January 2021? Why didn't the founders wait until September to conduct the elections? Though the Constitution has stated clearly about elections being held in September, but the Constitution also, in its first part, has stated a 1-year tenure in office. The current executive board has just served a period of 7 months, and as such is not up to a 1-year period. When the issue of conducting new elections came up, we had to question some few members of the founding body of FISA. We were told that the executive board was supposed to be in office for 6 months and then reconduct elections and possibly run for 18 months period. Brethren, is there any part of the constitution that states that there will be a 6 months tenure in office and then conduct another election and run for 18 months? I guess your answer is as good as mine. These are very critical things, and if we want very critical issues, and if we want the association to move forward, we need to rectify issues like this. Another problem I would like to mention here is the ambiguous nature of the Constitution. One of these ambiguity has to do with the Dean for Foreign Students Affairs in Visakhapatnam. Making traces to this Dean, it has appeared like a ghost journey for us, because the participating universities in FISA Visakhapatnam have their respective deans. Who then is this particular dean who is in charge of all international students in Visakhapatnam? The question is left for you to answer. There are issues of this nature that need to be addressed. Yes, at any point in time, everyone gets tired and will want to hand over, just like a race where you have to hand over the baton to another person to take off. But we cannot leave a broken association into the hands of people who do not know the problems affecting the association. The association is at a stage where it is very vulnerable, and as such, we have to make sure that it comes out of this vulnerability and function as a body. The problem being mentioned here are just some. There are some that are even more critical than this. We shall conduct elections, but like I said, we need to put in efforts, and the executive board shall do everything possible to make sure that every arm, every wing of the FISA body is in a well-structured manner, so that it will be of benefit to all international students, not just we, the current generation, but for the upcoming generations. Generations to come must benefit from what the founders have done. I would like to emphasize on some of the key points that I raised in my presentation. One of them is elections may not be conducted online if things happen to get better for us with regards to COVID-19. Another one has to do with the introduction of a welfare scheme for all FISA members. Very important. First years, which is the third point, first years will be allowed to vote if only they attain a minimum of 90 days in Visakhapatnam and are enrolled in an institution. Point number 4, we intend to establish a judiciary system. There should always be law and order in every organization, no matter how it is, large, small, medium, whatever the size of it. At this moment, I would like to make it more lighter and more clearer to every member of the GFSA that the FISA Executive Board is a body that is solely responsible for the welfare of all international students in Visakhapatnam. And as we are this body, we intend to do things independently. We can't be in bondage and expect success. It will never be achieved. We therefore need to work as an independent body, an independent executive body, to be able to achieve everything we intend to do before elections are due. These are very necessary things. We do appreciate, like I mentioned, the efforts of the then electoral committee, the constitution-making body, who have all bundled up as the founding members of the association. They did a great job, but the fate of FISA lies in the hands of the current executive board. If we fail, I'm afraid the future of FISA is at stake. We therefore request them to kindly pave the way for us and, of course, step aside, take rest, and allow us to put things in the right order. Put things in the right order so that things don't get jammed up. Every stumbling block that is going to block us, we are going to make sure it doesn't happen, because we have the intentions of making the association fully functional before we hand over. May God bless India, God bless our institutions, and may God bless FISA Visakhapatnam. Thank you.